Right, here we are rolling
Hello.
another interview. We got the great host Dave, who's always letting us here every Monday to practice and do band stuff, and we're
And he's
doing
an
this.
amazing guitarist, by the way.
Yeah, she was complimenting him on his slide guitar and other guitar
I
stuff.
love that we're gonna have that we have slide guitar on Industry Vampire.
Oh, so you have to.
Yes.
So great interview with the full band, and now
Yeah.
we want to ask you about your Bay Area history. So introduce yourself to everybody, and we're going to do the solo interview with you.
Hello, I'm Sigyn, otherwise known as Jen, but honestly, you say Jen in a crowd, there's 70 people that will turn their heads. So I'm Sigyn.
And the background behind that name, in case anyone is wondering.
The Nordic goddess of compassion.
There you go. And
Yep.
that's for the whole world to know. So we want to know also about your Bay Area history and music. You know, you live in Castro Valley, you work in Livermore, and you see a lot of local shows. Who are some of the local bands that you've seen and also played with that you can let everybody know that history of yours?
Well, some local bands I have seen, and I'm actually huge fans of. Shark in the Water. I definitely have to say Shark in the
One
Water.
of my favorites for sure.
Who didn't...
Surf metal,
Yeah.
that they dress up as sharks and play surf metal.
And talk about a bunch of shark facts.
Yeah, and bring up inflatable sharks on stage. It's pretty awesome.
It really is. And then let's see now, some other bands. Of course, I gotta say Ape Shit Shenanigans. A huge fan of Jace. Jace is actually one of my friends. He's up in Petaluma. His lyrics, I was talking about intellectual lyrics. If you actually listen to the lyrics on his songs, it's very intellectual.
I love that
society.
name, Ape Shit Shenanigans.
Right? And even better yet,
That's a
the
tongue
abbreviation
twister.
is ASS.
That's
So you could
funny.
actually say you've gone to a show and you've seen Jace's ass.
Ass band, Ape Shit Shenanigans. That's great.
And of course, cannot not mention X Method. I actually did background vocals on the Abandoned track. If you look at the music video, the gal and the pigtails and the braid and the glasses, that's me.
X Method.
Yeah,
That's
they are
great.
another amazing group of guys. Like Abby, Tony, the rest of the guys are cool. They really are. Also, let's see now, other bands.
Well, Ruby and Todd and Project Mayhem, Larry and Dwayne.
Fuck yeah.
Project Mayhem AD. You've seen them in Livermore.
Yeah, their performance always blows everything
Yeah.
else out of the water.
For all
They
those who
really
don't know,
do.
that's Ruby's. The whole band's lit up by UV lighting and glow paint, and so they stand out from a lot of other metal bands for sure.
So we know Ruby, and then besides Ruby, there's also the guy who's playing bass with them right now, Paul, otherwise known as Chamber Greystone. He's also in Chaos. Todd Kakis is the lead singer of Project Mayhem, and then I think he's also in another project, Then Die, which is also
With his
out
girlfriend, the drummer Monica.
Yep. Monica is a sweetheart.
These are all local people we know and love so well, and
Yep.
we have to mention Jen and I have spent time at the 4th of July bash with Phil Demo at the Back Lounge in
Fuck
Dublin,
yeah.
and that's always a party every July 4th with the Bone out there.
It's worth
107 The Bone.
It's worth
And
it.
every local head you can see. Also notables like Dave Root of Tesla came out, the drummer of Y&T, the guitar player of Exodus, Rick. So you never know who you're going to catch at these jams, and just other local people
Yeah.
we've been around and seen.
Another
one
one I got to catch recently was Cultural Warfare.
Oh, nice.
That was at Trevor's
They've
birthday.
been around for a while,
at
too.
Toots. So
You fancy yourself as karaoke singer. Give me your top 3 or 5 karaoke numbers that you do.
Alrighty,
Let the whole world know.
Okay, so yeah, I do occasionally jump into karaoke and then scurry off. Let's see now. Cheap Trick, Surrender. That's one of my
Nice.
favorite songs. The Black Keys, High Low. That's another favorite.
Right on.
Let's see now. There's also Metro by Berlin is another one.
That's a
I do
good
love
one.
that one, and I've actually been able to hit that one pretty well.
She's saying she might want to do that as a future Mannequin Planet cover song. Is that?
And of course, Ghost, Square Hammer. Not only did I do that one for karaoke, but also with a little side project of Chaos's called Memorex. I actually got to sing that one a couple times over at Gallagher's over in Dublin.
Memorex is a cover band that she guested on as well, for all
Yep.
you don't know. A lot of people from different bands in Memorex, and so
A lot of people. Yeah.
let's get to back to the originals. How was your experience with Tom in the studio, working with him, the great Tom Gears, in Subterranean Studios in Oakland?
First of all, he's got an amazing setup. Second of all, he's amazing to work with.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that professionally, just his personality is amazing.
For sure.
And the fact that he's all over the board also on music, like myself, we could actually appreciate and talk about different genres of music as well.
Yeah, as much as he likes rock and metal, he's very much into weird Frank Zappa, Les Claypool of Primus, and Aphex Twin, and all these other crazy things.
Yeah, like the last time we were all at the studio and we were recording,
Yeah.
I shared with him that weird band out of Russia, Ice Peak, and
Yeah.
then also a couple of other Japanese bands I've been listening to.
Right on. And you can hear more of her on the new album, A Living Statue in a Dying World, Mannequin Planet's upcoming album.
Yep.
Her songs, Industry Vampires, Remote Control, The Return of Magic, and many more.
Yep.
And we'll finish it up with how was your experience working with George Anderson on the music video, The Madman?
Oh my God.
And
he
he's
is
coming
so
to do the
good.
Bible Belter one here in
Yeah.
2 weeks. But yeah, George is a great player. And what'd you think of that experience? Was that your first music video you're part of?
Honestly,
professionally?
it's the second music video. I was
Second
a part
video.
Of, but I have to say,
That's
he's
right.
got a very artistic eye. Like, honestly, seeing where he was going with, like, having us film all over the Studio 54.
Right? And all the props and all
And
the craziness
then
in there.
seeing the finished product, is like, the guy's got an amazing, talented eye for art and making it happen.
Right
like,
on.
the videos are very spot on and professional, just awesome. Like, so far my experience with both Subterranean Studios and with working with George has been amazing.
Yeah, I always say you align yourself with professionals. It makes you look good in the long run, and also the connections to be made and the networking is endless. You know, I have to end it on this too, is that you always said, like, for me, an influence on this band is Andy Warhol and the factory.
Yes.
You know, and all the stuff they had going on with the photographs, the actresses, the band, Velvet Underground, and Pee-wee's Playhouse. And so you're a fan of John Waters. How does John Waters and, say, RuPaul's Drag Race make up you as an artist and as a person? Those two people, I know you got a lot to talk about. We'll need more film and more time for this one.
Oh,
But
yes, we definitely.
John Waters and RuPaul influences on you for sure, right? And
Yes.
what you do.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, John Waters, RuPaul, the whole entire Ducal Society that hung around Hayward and the Turf Club for many years. In fact, I was actually part of a drag troupe for a little bit, the House of Gold.
Were you called a faux queen, a cisgendered female who does drag?
I don't think they really had a name for me. It was just,
Okay.
I was there.
Right on. So
I
you
was there
just
and I performed.
two people you'd probably like to meet in your lifetime. Those two
Yeah.
who had a huge influence on the world in many ways. John Waters and RuPaul.
RuPaul, the one thing I love is like timeless and glamorous always and very well spoken. John Waters, I love that he thought outside the box, wasn't afraid to ever be himself, and was able to go ahead and put out what he thought was great, and the world ended up loving it. And then, honestly, when we're talking about that whole genre also, another one you need to bring up is the trauma films.
Nice. That's a good one too.
Yeah, actually.
That goes to show you, you know, anybody can make a movie, and as long as you have your heart and your passion into it. Lloyd Kaufman has made a lot of magic happen, just like Roger Corman did back in the day. Low budget, but when there's a will, there's a way, and if you set short-term goals to become long-term, you can accomplish shit and check it off the list. So
Yeah, actually.
trauma, here's to trauma, many
Yeah.
more years.
Many years
Even
of
after
trauma.
Lloyd's gone, we
And of
carried
course-
on the legacy.
I gotta say, the first intro movie to trauma had to have been Toxie the Toxic Avenger. And weird little side fact is that my dad's first cousin, my cousin Jennifer Baptist, was actually in that movie and the sequel.
Nice. So see, before she joined Mannequin Planet, she was very much a fan of B movies. That Mannequin Planet has a lot of B movie effects. So, well, thank you for your time, you know, and can't wait to hear the full finished album and the music video in 2 weeks, and
Oh, hell
you'll be
yeah.
seeing more of her on stage, live on stage in a Bay Area venue near you.
Yes.
2025.